What if you weren't a prick? We probably would have had kids by now. The dreams we had would have lived them out.
Taking steps down the aisle, said I do by now.
What if lying wasn't your first language and deceit wasn't your profession? Maybe if you stopped
fucking up
so much, you wouldn't be worried about who I was texting.
What if you weren't a prick? What if you could commit to anything other than temptation? What if you could actually find my clit instead of me pretending you was doing shit during penetration?
At least now I don't need to pretend that I masturbate to your nudes anymore.
What if you spoke less with fists than with lips? Answer me this, dickhead. Why was the problem me going through your phone rather than what I found on it?
Why? No. How do you always play the victim? Instead of always telling me to trust you, why don't you give me a reason to? Because I stopped wanting apologies the moment I stopped believing you. And why does your family always go through a tragedy when I'm ready to dump you? It's always, how can you leave now when you know what I'm going through? What if you weren't a prick, then I wouldn't need to.
What if you weren't a prick? What if you weren't a prick? What if you weren't a fucking prick? There's a reason why I left. And when it ended, you didn't fight for me. You dug your grave, buried yourself deep in too many wrong decisions. If your hypocrisy were two perky breasts, would you suck on them? Your double standards taught me to raise mine. I realized there was nothing infinite about you. You blooming like autumn leaves, only to leave with the season.
Adele taught me to say, never mind, I'll find someone like you. Then I realized the point was to find the opposite. So you were slow to build, but quick to destroy. You didn't like the long texting indirect, so don't worry, you won't get either or. We don't need to talk.
Don't pop up with no, hey, stranger. I hope it was worth it. Obviously, I'm worthless, and every minute I spent with you weren't worth shit. My captions are no longer an indirect to you. There's nothing about here yours no more.
You confuse my interest for interrogation, my questions for statements. So don't worry. You can keep your passwords and keep yourself to yourself. You're no longer my girl.
I wish your next girlfriend the best. She'll need it, I hope. She doesn't waste too much time until she realizes you love with conditions. As if she isn't already perfect in her imperfections, may she never lose herself trying to measure up to your insecurities, I hope.
See, we went from being invincible to you being invisible. That's Highbury to Emirates, Arsenal to Arsenal. And now that I see what we had was see-through, I no longer need you. But I still want to help, so here's some advice. Work on yourself. Because otherwise you're going to have the same problem but with new people.
You're quick to point the blame at everyone but yourself.
See, saying sorry and being sorry are two different things. So rather than worrying if I believe you, focus on telling the truth. Even though what we had was bad, there's a beauty in the ignorance that I wish we still had.
Baby, you were every definition of the word. Now time tells a tale of broken promises and make-up texts.
I remember the first year. I always used to say I'm not here, but every time you mentioned your ex, I got vexed every time you told me what he did. Now I realized, was he really the demon you painted him out to be? Or did he get lucky getting away when he did?
What if you weren't a prick?
Do you take to be your lawfully wedded wife, to have him to hold, for rich or for poor, for better or worse?
Seen you at your worst and still thought it was the best version of you.
For rich or for poor?
Your wealth, I count in your traits, not your pockets. A man with only ambition is never poor.
In sickness and in health, to hold and to cherish.
I vow to never be short on chivalry.
Till death do us part.
Every I love you should be ride or die, so ride or die.
Do you promise not to tell a lie just to save your own behind?
I do.
Do you promise to work things through when we've broken up and not just move on?
I do.
With the power invested in me, I now pronounce you
to suck your mum.
And I understand the rights were hard to fathom, but that was only part of the passion. Don't attack us and tell us how we should have reacted. How dare you attack Malcolm and expect a Martin reaction?
Freedom, freedom, I can move. Freedom, cut me loose. Freedom, freedom, where are you? 'Cause I need freedom too. I break break chains all by myself. Won't let my freedom rot in hell. I'ma keep on running, 'cause a winner don't quit on themselves.
I'm the one who pays for dinner. You even put water in the bottle before the picture. I can't stand these broke ass.
Whoa. I think what she's trying to say is I can't believe these copper collectors are worried about gold diggers.